In 2008, a friend of mine asked me to make him a mini set of cornhole boards. But instead of sewing up the bags, I bounced a quarter onto the board, and I thought, well, that's a neat concept. You could bounce quarters onto a cornhole board. I wasn't too excited about it until all of a sudden the name Coinhole came to mind, and I started freaking out and sweating and shaking, and I knew that I had my $1 million idea. Unfortunately, I was a high school teacher and flat broke, so I went on my credit card and did a provisional patent and trademarked the name and bought about 30 domain names and immediately ordered 500 stickers and tried to start selling the game. 8 years later, I was still flat broke. And I mean so broke that when it had a heavy rain, I drilled a hole in the floor of my house so that the water would go through the ceiling and through the floor. Most people probably would have given up at that time, but I knew it was a good idea, so I refinanced my house and built a wood shop in the backyard. In the spring of 2016, I borrowed money against my truck and hired a part-time employee to help build the boards. After about a month, I told him, hey, let's look for a new job. I'm probably gonna have to let you go in about 2 weeks. Luckily, a friend of mine worked for a company called Eaton, and they ordered 1,000 boards. This kept my employee hired for another month, and I was able to pay off the truck. On 4th of July weekend of 2016, I invited about 10 friends over to my kitchen to play Coinhole. My videographer said that he was going to walk around and film us, and I said, well, give us a few minutes just to warm up. Well, after about 10 minutes, he started packing up his camera, and I was like, where are you going? And he said, don't worry, I got it. And I was like, oof, I'm not sure you do. We hadn't acted out any scenes yet. And he was like, don't worry, I got it. And sure enough, a few hours later, he sent me this video, and I knew that it was good. So I put the video on Facebook. It got about 200,000 views, which sold about $2,000 worth of Coinhole boards off of the website. So I thought I had finally figured it out, show a video and people will buy it. But then, like all videos on Facebook, it just kind of stopped and nobody was sharing it anymore. So naturally, I told my helper that he probably ought to look for another job in about 2 weeks. But at the same time, I signed up for our Cleveland County Fair. Over the course of 2 weeks at the Cleveland County Fair, we sold another 1,000 boards. And so I was re-energized again and wanted to do it, and we built some more boards. And then I went broke again and had to borrow money against my truck for the 3rd time in the same year. So I told my employee for the 3rd time, you might better look for another job. We're gonna close down in 2 weeks. And I decided to make a $20 Facebook ad the Wednesday before Black Friday of 2016. And the video went viral. We got 8 million views on Black Friday weekend, which sold 20,000 boards off of my website. Now you've got to remember, I was still teaching high school, so Monday morning I'm standing there looking at my orders and I just shaking my head, don't know what to do. I went down to the principal, he said, what are you gonna do? And I was like, well, I have to quit and go home and build these. So I had to hire 35 random neighborhood kids and grandparents and friends to come over, and we built all 20,000 boards in 20 days and had them shipped in time for Christmas. So what happened next? A little company called Hasbro reached out to me and wanted me to license the name Coinhole to them. So, of course, I signed the deal. It was an awesome time. Coinhole was in every Walmart, Target, Kohl's, Walgreens, Bed Bath & Beyond. I saw commercials in German, French, and Spanish. I thought I'd really made it when somebody sent me a picture of Coinhole on an end cap with Monopoly at Walmart. On my birthday in 2017, we had partnered with Dude Perfect and they released a video for us to kind of kick off the sales. Unfortunately, the Dude Perfect video only got 1.8 million views, and Coinhole sat on the shelf for about another 2 years. I decided to get the rights back from Hasbro in 2019, which also meant that I had to buy back their leftover inventory. So if anybody's looking for about 50,000 sets of Coinhole boards, just let me know. When the video went viral, we had a crafter's license with NC State. Because we had that crafter's license, we were able to sell those online. We sold $20,000 worth of NC State boards. Most of the collegiate licensing companies were excited to take us on. And now we're licensed with probably over 80 colleges. Well, in 2019, I decided to diversify my businesses a little bit and opened a bed and breakfast. We also switched over our model with Coinhole from selling year-round to realizing it was mostly a novelty Christmas item. And so we signed up for Christmas shows in the winter. And I've been a wedding DJ for about the last 10 years, and so I was still DJing about 20 or 25 weddings and proms each year. Then something happened in 2020 called COVID. And just like that, we had no Christmas shows, nobody staying at the bed and breakfast, and no DJ gigs. So what did I do? I went back to teaching. So now that we've put 2020 behind us, I am back at Coin-Hole full-time. The bed and breakfast is up and running, and we've opened a disc golf course called Wolfman Woods. You can check that out at wolfmanwoods.com. Also, I'm able to DJ a lot more weddings this year, and our Christmas shows have picked back up and are doing very well this Christmas. Moving forward, in January, we're going to America's Mart with our new sales rep company called Enchanted Moments. We expect to pick up a lot of new wholesale accounts. We're still excited about maybe going on Shark Tank, and we would love to go on a TV show like The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. I think he'd really get into it, and that'd be fun. We're still making custom boards for clients as promotional items, and the newest thing we're doing with Coin-Hole is using it for merch items for bands. With Coin-Hole, we're very hopeful for the future. We feel like we've just scratched the surface, and that every household in America needs a set of Coin-Hole boards. Visit coinhole.com for about 150 different design boards, or send us a picture and we can customize it for you this season. Have a great day.